In the remote mountains of Zamfara in northwestern Nigeria lies a secret that has baffled anthropologists, adventurers, and curious people for generations: the Hyena Men tribe. Can you imagine living with an animal known for its ferocity, capable of tearing flesh with its powerful jaws?
For these men, hyenas are not just wild animals, but inseparable companions. Today we will explore this enigmatic community, their surprising traditions, and how they have achieved such an intimate bond with one of Africa's most feared creatures. Stay with us, because what you are about to discover challenges everything you know about the relationship between man and nature. The Hyena Men, known locally as Gadawankara, have roots that go back centuries. According to oral accounts, their ancestors would have established this peculiar relationship with hyenas as a way to protect their villages from predators and evil spirits. Hyenas, with their tenacity and hunting skills, became a symbol of power and protection. However, these practices are not without controversy. In their culture, it is believed that such a strong bond with these animals can only be achieved through sacred rituals, which often include chants and offerings under the moonlight. The most amazing thing about this tribe is their ability to tame hyenas, animals that would otherwise be considered in imminent danger. For the Hyena Men, these predators are not just pets, but co-workers and part of the family. Hyenas are often seen walking alongside their owners, wearing handmade leather muzzles and chains that symbolize control, but also mutual respect. This bond goes beyond the functional, as hyenas are also used in rituals that, according to local belief, bring luck and prosperity. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Hyena Men is their method of training these animals. Using a unique language made up of growls, hisses, and body gestures, they have developed a form of communication that only they and their hyenas understand. This training begins when the hyenas are cubs, allowing for a deep connection from an early age. However, this process is not without risk. The unpredictable nature of hyenas can result in attacks even for their own owners. Despite this, the men of the tribe see danger as part of the challenge of living with these animals. Today, many Hyena Men have found a way to make a living by showing off their skills with these animals in markets and nearby towns. The shows, which include impressive tricks and displays of control over the hyenas, attract locals and tourists alike. During these performances, the hyenas are pushed to the limit, displaying their strength and agility, while the men perform acts that defy logic, such as putting their heads inside the animal's jaws. Although these shows generate income, they have also been criticized by animal rights groups. Living with hyenas would not be possible without the mystical beliefs and use of traditional remedies that are part of the daily life of this tribe. According to them, certain herbs have magical properties that help calm the hyenas and establish a special bond. Moreover, local shamans play a crucial role in these rituals, as they are believed to possess the ancestral knowledge necessary to maintain the balance between man and nature. Without this combination of faith and tradition, the bond with the hyenas would be impossible, according to the Hyena Men. Do you find this unique connection between the Hyena Men and their animals fascinating? Leave us a comment on what you think about this tradition. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories like this one. For the Hyena Men, the bond with these animals is not only based on control, but also on deep respect and, in some cases, fear. Hyenas are unpredictable creatures, and although they appear to obey their owners, they are always alert to any changes in their behavior. It is common to hear stories of men who have been seriously injured by their hyenas during a moment of distraction or a display of weakness. However, this risk is part of life for them. In their culture, living alongside such a powerful animal is a constant test of strength and courage, attributes that are highly valued in the tribe.
Caring for a hyena is no easy task.
These animals require a diet that includes large amounts of fresh meat, which is a challenge in the arid and impoverished areas where the tribe lives. For many Hyena Men, this means constantly hunting or trading goods to feed their animal companions.
In addition, hyenas need space to move around, forcing their owners to take them on long walks into the countryside.
Despite these difficulties, the men see this effort as a way to honor tradition and strengthen their connection to nature. Although the Hyena Men are admired by some for their ability to domesticate these animals, they also face criticism and prejudice in modern society. Many see them as a relic of a primitive past or as people who exploit animals for their own profit. However, from their perspective, their lifestyle is no different than other groups who rely on nature for survival. For them, hyenas are more than just tools, they are a reflection of their cultural identity and a reminder of their ancestral connection to the environment around them. The story of the Hyena Men is deeply rooted in the folklore and traditions of their region.
In stories told around campfires, hyenas often appear as symbolic figures, representing both chaos and protection.
The elders of the tribe are responsible for passing these narratives on to new generations, ensuring that the knowledge is not lost. However, with the increasing influence of modernity and changing ways of life, there are fears that this rich tradition could disappear in the coming decades. For the children of the tribe, growing up surrounded by hyenas is completely natural. From an early age, they are introduced to the practices of caring for and training these animals. Often, children play near the hyenas, learning to interpret their movements and behaviors. However, they are also taught to respect the strength and danger they represent. This unique upbringing creates an emotional connection with the hyenas, but also prepares the young for the challenges of adult life in such a unique community.
What do you think about this fascinating tradition? Do you think the Hyena Men should preserve their way of life or adapt to modern changes? The Hyena Men's domestication of hyenas is not just a matter of technique, it is an art that combines patience, observation, and a deep understanding of animal behavior.
This process begins with the careful selection of cubs, often acquired in the wild or exchanged with other communities. Once in their hands, the men spend months, even years, gaining the animals' trust. This includes hand-feeding them, spending long periods with them and using specific rituals to spiritually connect with the hyenas. What to an outsider might appear to be a relationship of dominance is, to the tribe, a symbolic alliance in which man and animal understand each other as equals in a relentless ecosystem. In the Hyena Men's culture, these animals are not simply life partners, but also symbols loaded with meaning. They are seen as guardians of the occult, protectors against evil spirits and embodiments of brute force.
Hyenas, with their eerie cackles and reputation as scavengers, occupy an ambiguous place in the collective imagination. They represent both chaos and survival. For the tribe, taming a hyena is not only an act of bravery, but also a way to channel and control these symbolic forces, something they consider vital to maintaining the balance between man, nature, and the spiritual world. Life with hyenas is not without sacrifice. Beyond the physical risks that come with living with these predators, the Hyena Men face significant emotional toll. Hyenas, although trained, never completely lose their wild nature. The men must always remain alert, which can lead to high levels of stress. In addition, the emotional bond they develop with these animals can become a burden, especially when faced with the loss of a hyena due to illness, accidents, or unavoidable attacks. For them, each animal represents an investment of time, energy, and love, making these losses deeply painful. The Hyena Men do not live in complete isolation, they occasionally interact with other neighboring tribes and communities. However, their lifestyle makes them unique, and this generates both admiration and mistrust among their neighbors. In some cases, hyenas have been used to protect territories or even as bargaining chips in local conflicts. But in a world moving towards modernization, these practices are increasingly seen as archaic. The new generations face a dilemma: preserve the traditions of their ancestors or adapt to a lifestyle more in line with the present. The advance of modernity and climate change are endangering the existence of the Hyena Men. In addition, the lands that were once their refuge now face problems such as desertification, loss of natural resources, and increasing urbanization. The new generations seem less interested in continuing ancestral traditions, attracted by the opportunities offered by cities. Although some members of the tribe are trying hard to preserve their legacy, the lack of external support and declining living conditions pose a huge challenge. Can this community survive the passage of time without losing its essence? Do you think it is important to preserve unique cultures like that of the Hyena Men? The daily routine of a Hyena Man is as fascinating as it is demanding. Their day begins before dawn, when they take their hyenas to drink water from the few wells available in their region. Afterwards, they spend hours looking for food for their animals, hunting, or trading with other tribes. During the day, they train the hyenas with methods that mix sounds, gestures, and verbal commands, a process that requires concentration and patience. At nightfall, the tribe gathers to share stories, reinforcing the sense of community and passing on knowledge to younger generations. This daily cycle not only ensures the survival of the tribe, but also strengthens the bond between men and their animals, who share not only the territory, but also the spirit of resistance that defines this culture. In recent years, the uniqueness of the hyena men has captured the attention of researchers, documentary filmmakers, and travelers from around the world. For many, their lifestyle is an example of the incredible cultural diversity of the planet and a reminder of the deep connections that some communities still have with nature. However, not all the interest is positive. Some organizations have criticized the practice of domesticating hyenas, considering it a form of animal exploitation. On the other hand, the hyena men defend their lifestyle as a tradition that not only guarantees their subsistence, but also honors their history and their relationship with the environment. This debate reflects the tensions between modern views and traditional cultures that still survive in the contemporary world. Beyond the domestication of hyenas, the hyena men also practice deeply spiritual rituals that are essential to their cultural identity. These rituals include dances. The hyenas are often used for ceremonial performances, chants, and offerings intended to strengthen the connection between the tribe, the animals, and the forces of nature. On special occasions, such as the start of a training or the celebration of a particular feat, the men perform public spectacles in which the hyenas are the protagonists. These ceremonies are not only impressive, but also reinforce respect for the animals and for the unique abilities of the tribe. For the hyena men, these practices are not just entertainment, but a way of keeping their cultural heritage alive in a rapidly changing world. For the hyena men, nature is not just an environment in which they survive, but a vital ally in their daily lives. Every plant, stone, and water source has a meaning within their worldview. They learn to interpret the signs of the wind, changes in the behavior of their hyenas, and even the song of birds as indicators of possible danger or threat. Nearby resources. This knowledge, passed down from generation to generation, allows them to live in an admirable balance with their environment. The aridity of Zamfara, which to many would seem inhospitable, is for them a home full of opportunities and lessons. Their relationship with nature goes beyond survival. It is a spiritual bond that reminds them that they are part of a much larger whole. Have you been surprised by the incredible connection between the hyena men and nature? Give it a like. This video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to discover more fascinating stories of unique cultures around the world.